Spring is in the air, and what better way to celebrate spring than by watching the climate cult engage in its annual ritual on April 22nd, Earth Day. Yes, Earth Day is upon us, and as they get ready to sing their hymnals filled with questionable data,
the truth about the climate crisis is still inconvenient.
We actually have the opportunity to look at some data that counters their claims. Some of this comes to us via a terrific report in the New American by James Murphy. And in it, he cites some very interesting data that comes to us from all around the world. The first one I found actually very interesting. This is from the Japanese Meteorological Agency. They have a station called Showa Station, which is located in Queen Mildland. And they report that despite the fact that carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has been increasing between 1985 and 2017, the actual temperature in the area has been going down. I wonder if we'll hear this in any of the grand climate change hymnals. I doubt it. There's another very interesting piece of information to report, and this one comes via the American Meteorological Society. And this is for fans of history and exploration. It goes back over 100 years to the time when explorers Roald Amundsen and Robert Scott actually climbed the peak of the polar plateau in 1911. And when they did that, over 100 years ago, the temperatures there were 12 degrees warmer than they are now. Again, you think that'll be in any of those climate change hymnals? I don't think so. Nope. Now, there's even more information. You might have heard about this thing that's called the Larsen Sea Ice Shelf. It's this giant chunk of ice that's supposedly the size of Delaware, and it broke off and it's floating around and it's going to destroy ships and everything in its path, like some terrible horror movie or something like that, right? But in fact, it's just a piece that broke off, and it had already been floating in the first place. And what's interesting about this is it just sort of separated, right? The rest of the ice shelf is thickening. It's actually growing. Again, do you think Al Gore will be talking about this on Earth Day? I don't think so.
Major sections of Antarctica have now passed a point beyond which some huge additional sea level rise is inevitable.
But all of this actually goes to show us something very interesting. You see, Antarctica is so vast that the climate change cult people can pick and choose events or data to fit their narrative. One of the very interesting revelations is that of the 13 temperature readers in the region, only 3 of them actually show increases in temperature. 10 of them do not. But do you think you'll hear that on Earth Day? No, I don't think I'll hear that on Earth Day either. Again, I'll be hearing Al Gore flipping through his $100 bills and counting the stacks of them.
The things we need to do to solve the climate crisis are things that will boost our sustainable economy as well.
But that's okay. We can feel frustrated about this. I'm sure that so many people using the climate change alarmism and our tax money are making money off of this sort of thing, even as they try to control our lives through regulations and taxes over so-called climate emissions. But we can celebrate in a little bit of a way on Climate Change Day, Earth Day, by knowing that we have areas of communication, avenues to talk to each other and get this data out. And sometimes, yes, sometimes, even though we might have been on the losing side of a political argument for a while, we can be satisfied that we're speaking about the truth. Sometimes that's all you can do. So as spring rolls around, maybe that's a way we can celebrate, and we can sort of laugh at these folks, even as we make attempts to try to spread the information and offer intellectual ammunition to folks who might be interested in the truth about this subject. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.